Today we're doing a deep dive on a piece of hardware that honestly solves one of the most frustrating problems in the Pro AV world. It's the WolfPack 1080p 4-port universal video output card from HDTV Supply.
It is a mouthful of a name, I'll give you that.
Hmm.
But for anyone running, say, a sports bar, a school, even a casino, this card is basically your peace of mind component.
Right, and we've got the specs, we've got installation guides, and some pretty serious warnings to get into. So the mission today is to figure out how this one thing acts as a universal translator for a messy video rack.
And more importantly, how it kills that dreaded black screen of death.
Of that pause. I know it well.
You know it. It's that agonizing 5-second silence when the bartender switches the TV from the game to a laptop for trivia night. The screen goes black, everyone just stops.
And holds their breath, hoping the signal comes back.
Exactly. This card is built to make that switch happen in about 100 milliseconds.
100 milliseconds. So to the human eye, it's
Instantaneous. You won't even see a blink.
Okay, before we get into the speed, I want to stick with this universal name. I'm looking at the board layout, and what I see are 4 DBII ports. That feels, I don't know, a little retro. I was expecting to see HDMI everywhere.
It does look retro, you're right.
Hmm.
But it's actually a very strategic choice. It's all about flexibility.
Yeah.
DVII is kind of the skeleton key here,
How so?
because it carries both analog and digital signals in one port. So you can use these simple, cheap adapters to plug in, well, pretty much anything: HDMI, VGA, component video.
So wait, let's say I own a bar. I have a brand new 4K cable box, but also a karaoke machine from like 1998 that uses VGA. This one card can handle both.
It doesn't just handle them, it puts them on equal footing. It's the bridge between your old legacy gear and your new digital screens.
That's pretty cool. But let's go back to that switching speed. 100 milliseconds. How is that even possible? Usually when you swap sources, the TV and the new source have to do a little digital conversation.
The handshake. It involves EDID, that's the display saying, here are the resolutions I can accept, and then HDCP, the copy protection check.
It's like a little security checkpoint every single time you change the channel.
That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And the WolfPack engine, it essentially keeps that checkpoint permanently open. It performs the EDID and HDCP handshakes simultaneously on both the input and the output side using a frame buffer.
So it's, what, lying to the TV?
It's basically telling the TV, hey, the connection is stable, nothing to see here, even while it's swapping the actual video feed in the background.
That is clever. You're decoupling the image from the connection protocol itself.
Precisely. And that brings us to the other big separation it does: audio.
I noticed that row of 3.5 millimeter jacks.
That's for audio de-embedding. I mean, think about it. In a commercial venue, you almost never use the actual TV speakers.
No, you can't hear them. It's always the big ceiling speakers.
Right. So this card strips the audio track right off the video signal. That way you can route it directly to your main amplifier. It keeps the whole rack so much cleaner.
And speaking of the physical board, did you see the DIP switches? Tiny little physical switches? That feels very manual for such a smart system.
It is manual, and installers absolutely love it for that.
Really? Why?
Because software can be buggy. Sometimes a weird projector just refuses to sync up. Those little 8-pin DIP switches let an installer manually force the scaling resolution at a hardware level. It's a brute force override. Do what I say, not what the software thinks.
I like that. A plan B. Okay, but we have to pivot to the warning label. There was a huge red flag in the documentation about compatibility.
Yes, and this is probably the most critical takeaway for anyone building a system with these. This is a 1080p card. You absolutely, under no circumstances, can mix this card in the same matrix chassis with 4K 60 cards.
So I can't build a mixed generation system. I can't keep my old 1080p screens running on this card while maybe upgrading my main screens to 4K?
No, it's not that it won't work well. It will break the system. The backplane can't handle the mixed signals. It is strictly for 1080p only infrastructures. It's powerful, but it has to stay in its lane.
That is a very expensive mistake to make. And speaking of expense, the source material had a pretty interesting tip on how to buy this stuff.
Yeah, HDTV Supply actually recommends what they call the end-user approach. They suggest you buy the hardware directly from them, to avoid the integrator markup. Then you hire your third-party programmer, your Crestron or Control4 guy, just for the labor.
Just to write the drivers.
You don't even need them for that. They give you the RS-232 scripts. You just need the integrator to implement them. It could save thousands on a big chop.
That's huge. But what about when things go wrong? If I'm a sports bar at Super Bowl Sunday and port 3 just dies, I'm in big trouble.
This is where their WolfPack Care warranty is Pretty interesting. It's an advanced replace policy. If you call and say a card failed, they ship you a replacement via air priority mail, usually within 24 hours, before you even send the broken one back.
Oh, wow. That's not normal. Usually you have to ship the broken part, wait for them to inspect it. That could be 2 weeks of downtime.
And a casino or a bar can't have a screen go dark for 2 weeks. It's basically uptime insurance baked into the product.
It seems like the whole theme here is invisibility. The card makes mismatched gear work together invisibly. It hides the switching lag. It hides the audio routing.
The best AV technology is always the stuff the audience never notices. If you notice the gear, it usually means something has gone wrong.
That's a really great way to put it. So, next time you're out somewhere watching a game and the screens all change from the pre-show to the kickoff instantly without a blink, just take a second to appreciate the engineering behind it. It's not magic.
No, it's just a very, very fast and verified handshake happening in a tenth of a second, and a very relieved installer somewhere.
Thanks for this deep dive. Check your connections, everyone.